Hi Unprofessional, hi Juwan, hi Zach. Welcome to the Kem Kem stream. And Yo-Yo is also here. Welcome. Hi, definitely not Pedro. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Let me check everything. Oh, by the way, for some reason, Discord works again for OBS. Apparently it is now recognizing the program for some unknown reason. Yep, so I can also share some work in progress stuff from you guys if you want. For example, this Simolest is like Plesiosaur from Wieselman yesterday, or Kirby's work in progress of his Leptoceratops pieces. Yep. Okay, let's start, I would say. In case you don't know, Kem Kem and Bahariya are two famous regions, localities. Bahariya is a formation. Kem Kem is as a Kem Kem beds. It's not really a formation. It's a bunch of strata from Morocco and Tunisia, full of fossils. Most famous for its for the neotype of Spinosaurus, for example, but lots of crocodiles, lots of other dinosaurs, lots of fish, giant fish too, and oh yeah, Elaphrosaurus. Elaphrosaurus is from Tendaguru, that's true. However, Delta Dromois or Delta Dromeos from Bahariya and Kem Kem material is known from both formation, although the Bahariya material is lost, was similar. Yeah. Delta Dromeos was probably close relative. Both were most likely Noasaurids, so they are Ceratosaurs, and while Elaphrosaurus was maybe around 3 meters long, maybe large specimens 3.5 meters. Delta Dromeos was somewhat like 8 to 10 meters maybe, depending on who you ask. Yeah, sure. Why not start with Delta Dromeos? In case you wonder, the thumbnail for today shows the Bahariya formation during the Cenoman. So there was this pyramid-like shaped stretch of land going into the Tethys, with a large, very large mangrove swamp-like delta, and here were some river systems on the side, and in the distance we had mountains and hills from where the water came. An extremely productive ecosystem from what we know. Hi Victor, welcome to the stream. From what we know, it's most likely that Delta Dromois was a carnivore, because all other Noasaurids we know were carnivorous. Question is of course what niche it fell into. I have something in my head. A picture I would like to share with you guys of Delta Dromois. However, this question, what it would aid, is something that we see in many other Noasaurids as well. Their body shape and dentition aren't making it very clear what they would eat. Nah. That looks stupid. Because, for example, Masiacosaurus from Madagascar, most famous Noasaurid, shows this weird forward-facing dentition and very slender, long teeth. So it was proposed that it may be eating fish. However, when you look at the climate of that region it was found in, you see that the climate was very regional, seasonal. And so it's very likely that most bodies of water dried up during the dry season, which made it of course challenging for any animal that survived on fish to remain in this environment for longer times. And so I'm not the only one, propose that this animal maybe were opportunistic, but also very well suited to hunt for animals living in burrows. For example, there's a bunch of snakes, a surprising diversity of snakes from the same region, from the Mayunga basin. Please draw Ernst Stromer since you're Kem Kem and Bahariya. I maybe will do something else. Let me show you. When you know my work a little bit longer, then you know I have tremendous problems with drawing humans. That's one of the reasons I don't do them live usually, because only every 10th human drawing is worthy of using. That's why I made this. Oops. This piece. Interestingly, it's about to say right size already. So you can imagine how large this animal would be. I will probably use it in every picture here. Oh yeah, and about Noircerid diet, I can very well imagine that Delta Dromois was somewhat similar in that it was an opportunistic predator going after small prey usually, but also animals that burrowed and scavenger, maybe a scavenger. When you look at this, at general Noircerid anatomy, they see usually a relatively long neck and slender skull, probably very well to stick into dead bodies. Like that. Yes, that's probably because Julius uses a different phylogeny than I. Delta dromois jumped a lot around in the trees, in phylogenetic trees over the years, and because it's so fragmentary, it was until recently very hard to pinpoint where to put it. But the better we begin to understand ceratosaurs and noasaurids in particular, the more it turned up in that direction. It's a very recent paper that isn't without its problems, but it also showed delta dromois in a clay together with noasaurids and elastrosaurs. But when you look, for example, at Davide Bonadonna's delta dromois in his paintings for the Spinosaurus exhibition that is currently in Germany, by the way, in Braunschweig, you will see that he also went with a noasaurid-like body plan. This is their nest, as you probably already guessed. And then curious Spinosaurus coming by, saying hello. Yeah, it's even for Spinosaurus, too small. of the water here. Oh, I can do Kem Kem without a good old Spino, but it's just suitable in this case. Yeah, lungfish burrows are also definitely something they could go for. Although I don't know if Bahariya and Kem Kem had suitable lungfishes. Most lungfishes I know from that region were more similar to the Australian lungfish, and these types of lungfish don't burrow usually, so I'm not sure if this would occur, but definitely stuff like for example decapods, crabs, crustaceans of all sorts left tons of burrows in Bahariya, especially in certain layers.
Hello.
Hello, welcome, Kirby. How's everything going?
Going well. I've I lost track of time working on my Leptoceratopses. They're
That's
looking pretty
always a
good.
good
I've got the
sign.
base coat on both of them. Mm-hmm.
I usually say
I got the
when
base
you lose
coat.
track of time doing while making art or while looking art, you do something right.
Good. Well, I lose track of time looking at art quite often.
Nice.
So, I see we have what appears to be a Deltadromeus
Indeed.
and Spinosaurus in the foreground.
Yep.
Nice. Hi, Juan.
Kirby, I believe
Somebody
someone...
in the Discord chat wants my deviant art
Yes,
link.
I was about to point that out.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. All of most of my stuff is on Tumblr. Well, actually, most of my stuff is on DeviantArt, but all my good stuff is on Tumblr. But I will still link my
I wouldn't
DeviantArt.
say that. I would say it's important for the understanding of your work to also see your slightly older stuff.
Yeah. Although I went back and I saw my pterosaur nest pair, and while it doesn't look great, I really like the colors that I used in it in the contrast. I think the colors alone were pretty nice in that, and I would potentially redo that in the future if it wasn't for the fact that it's very, very unlikely that pterosaurs took any care of their babies at all.
Oh well. Also, you still can do nest parasitism. We see it as well in crocodilians and turtles, that sometimes, especially with soft-shell turtles and American alligators, that turtles sneak into the nests of alligators, lay their eggs, sometimes several clutches per alligator nest, and then leave again, leaving the eggs under the protection of the female alligator.
Good idea.
Yeah. That's something I did with a T-Rex painting a few years back for an exhibition about dinosaur nests and eggs. And it works very well because we have very similar forms of soft-shelled turtles also in Hell Creek.
Nice. Okay, I linked my deviant art.
Yes. Nice.
My devious art.
People, quick, go to DeviantArt and like everything, but leave nasty comments.
Everybody leave the worst comments imaginable. Actually, don't. Maybe you can leave a bad comment, but not the worst imaginable, because then I might.
I already left the worst imaginable comments on DeviantArt, so.
Ooh.
But
Well,
for example,
you know,
your Pangu Pteros piece with these many little guys looking out of a tree, it's still one of my favorite pieces from you.
You know, it's actually one of my favorites as well. I only have like a couple nitpicks with it. I feel like I could just spruce it up a little bit, make it a little bit lighter in color, and have something really good. But I'm glad you like that, because it's one of my favorites too. Honestly, though, my favorite painting that I've done is the one that I'm...
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's not even finished.
Last part were cut out. Your favorite piece is what?
It's not even finished.
Okay.
My favorite piece is the one that I'm working on right now.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to see it at some point.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna post a little whip of just the two Leptoceratops.
Nice.
I was talking to Nick the other day, and he told me that all of my best pieces are work in progress. Which is
Juan, how do the babies avoid getting eaten by the gators? I can't remember. Actually, the book where I have this from just lays beside me. I was looking for something that could be useful for Spinosaurus reconstruction. But it's possible that the turtles just hatch at a different time than the gators, I would suspect.
And then they get out of there. Yeah. Okay, I posted what I've done so far with the Leptoceratops.
There are even cases where nice. There are even cases where the mother gets eaten after laying its eggs in the gator nest, but apparently it's worth it evolutionary wise. That's why there are still many turtles that do it.
The ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah. Oh, these are cute little boys. I like very much how the skull roof looks on the one looking down. Very nice.
Oh, thank you. The reference I used for that was a old Greg Paul illustration of a Leptoceratops looking.
Nice. Oh, and Zach posted something too. Yeah. I see you used a different reference. Yeah. I would maybe give the look at the shins again here, and usually there is somewhat more muscle in front of it, not just the typical drumstick muscles in the back, but also something in the front. Many people forget that oftentimes.
Is there any like solid classification yet for Deltadromeus? Is it like in the Lemursaur, Noasaur group?
Yeah. In recent phylogenies, it came out close to Noasaurids or within Noasaurids even, and animals like Lemursaurs and Elaphrosaurs.
Cool.
Yeah, something that I suspect for some time now.
It's cool. I hope to see more from this group. They're really interesting.
Yes.
Group of theropod dinosaurs that branched off really early, but persist all the way into the Cretaceous. The later Cretaceous.
Yeah, and apparently there is another still unpublished African Noasaurid that has even more obvious fossorial adaptations than something like Masiakasaurus. At least Thomas Holtz was talking about that in the comments section once.
Little dropping juicy hints.
Yep. Oh no, Justin, please don't tell me. Sereno keeps that specimen? Well then we can wait maybe 20 years more until something comes out of that.
Oh no.
Yeah, apparently, well, I heard it from several different sources, but Sereno is a hoarder. He keeps on digging and collecting and stuff like that, but well, it's in the collection, and every once in a while something gets published, but only he gets to published on the specimens. And of course, when you aren't a absolute madman, you usually publish just every once in a while. And from people who were in these collections, well, they tell stories of extremely well preserved and important specimens that are there for 15 years or something without someone touching them, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, very. Well, you know what they say, it belongs in a museum.
I think I will make this somewhat foggy. This picture, a slight green tint. Maybe. Okay guys, let me know what you guys think is a suitable coloration for Delta Dromois. I will probably give this animal a little bit of filaments, but I'm not sure yet where. Probably something like a little mane at the base of the neck, something like that maybe. But yeah, not sure yet.
That'd be nice.
By the way, I also did a reconstruction of Delta Dromois for the Old Kingdom, the book I worked on for some time, with more than 60 reconstructions. It's about the Cinnamon of North Africa, and if you want to support that, there is a GoFundMe campaign going on in the moment to pay us illustrators the last bit of money and to finance a little bit the production costs, and you can donate to that. A link is in the description of the stream.
Please do. I have seen his work for the book, his Delta Dromois piece, or at least one of them, and I must say it is quite good and worth throwing a little bit of money towards to help fund, so you can see it for yourself in a book.
I hope so. Raccoon with a blotchy ringed tail. I'm not sure if raccoon is the suitable coloration for Delta Dromois. Something similar maybe.
Raccoon.
Raccoon.
So charming until you have to raise them. And they
Isn't that the
lose
same
all
problem
their,
with every kid?
fun. And they're just children. They're just little furry, angry children with claws, and they scream and they poop and they climb everything.
Damn it!
Sorry, I'm going on a speciesist rant right now. This is probably not the kind of atmosphere that you want to encourage in the stream, but I'm just saying.
It's okay.
These procyonids have
These filthy mammals.
Mm-hmm.
Always the same with them.
You know, I think that the exotic pet industry and all of the problems that we could solve a lot of them by just educating people on just how awful animals are, just how awful they are to take care of. Whenever I hear someone say like, "Oh, I want a pet raccoon," I want a pet fox. I'm like, have you ever had to raise one? Because they suck. You don't want one. Get a dog.
Yeah, or a cat, or a ferret.
Or a ferret. Yeah, ferrets are fine.
Yeah, and please no more pet tigers.
No pet tigers, no more pet foxes. Certainly no lorises or endangered animals.
Yeah, please. That
You
would be
don't
nice.
want them.
Wasn't there recently a report that we don't even know how many pet tigers there are in the US right now?
Yes.
Could be. It could be more pet tigers than there are in the wild or in zoos. It's
yes,
crazy.
I have heard that, but there's also a very good zoology and domestication related blog I read called Why Animals Do the Thing, which calls into question some of those reports and say that they might be a little bit misleading. Now,
Okay.
they do definitely say that there are more pet tigers than there should be,
Yes.
and that's mostly because there should be zero, but it does seem like it's been a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah.
Of course, I recommend everyone go read the blog instead of listening to my Reader's Digest version of it. That's why animals do the thing. So check it out.
Definitely
They also
not
did an
Pedro
article
said.
on...
Sorry.
Definitely not Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, blue neck.
They did a they did a good they did a good blog on the study that was talking about how dolphins are able to form sentences, where it was like, actually, if you read this study, they come to like they do very weird things to get, and it's not really the conclusion that they should be coming to. They make a lot of leaps in logic, and they have one about shark behavior and one about like recognizing different facial expressions in dogs. It's a good blog. I recommend it.
Nice. Okay, I now give it a blue face and blue neck because that's exactly what I did for my reconstruction in the book. You're lucky guys.
I remember. You guys get a sneak peek of what it would look like in the book. I remember I used to be like in early high school when I was more naive person that would go to these exotic pet shows, and I've seen all kinds of stuff in places like that. Like, I've seen plenty of monkeys for sale.
Oh god.
All kinds of things. Yeah. And then as I grew older, I learned just how dark and sinister the underlying production, I'll say, behind all of these things is. And pet industry is a very, very bad thing.
%99 of all animals suck at as pets. That's probably right. Although it sometimes also depends on the specimen. What about naked mole rat as pet? Well, you would need a real colony of them. And they need a lot of room. But other than that, it's a pet that you would have for a very long time. A colony can live for pretty long. For a mammal that size, they are they get very old, are very resistant to diseases. One of our local zoos has actually a underground zoo, and they have a colony of naked mole rats, and it's fascinating to watch them.
Oh, cool.
But I don't think they make very good pets.
Yeah. I took care of a mole, a regular mole, for a few days. Really not a good pet. A mole. course, it wasn't a pet. I was just taking care of it while it was recovering from a dog attack. But it was really soft. It felt weird whenever it walked around on me because its hands are off to the side. And
Oh,
that's about all
yeah.
the positive things I have to say about it. it, it was very difficult to keep alive. So yeah, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah,
Get
it's
a cat or a
better
ferret or a
for
dog.
both parties.
Oh, and if you get a cat, please keep it inside as best you can. I know cats are fickle creatures.
Yeah. We let our cats go outside, but only because we know they basically kill nothing.
Good.
We also, for example, sometimes they bring back home a mouse or something, but it's been years since it was anything more exotic.
Yeah.
And we have a very healthy bird population around here, so
All good things. I think the most dangerous thing about exotic animal conventions is that it's set up in a way to where you can't do research before you make a buy, and people are really eager to trick you into buying an animal that is probably not going to be good to take care of.
yeah.
Because they don't really want you to know it's going to be difficult to take care of, because then you might not buy it.
Yeah.
And they want
I
you
mean,
to buy it.
when you I think when you want something exotic, I would rather recommend to look in some exotic domestic animal races. Something like very
Yeah,
exotic
like savannah.
pigeon races or
Mhm.
chicken races, or there are extremely interesting looking goats and of course dogs. So there is
Yeah.
no
I was gonna say the
shortage in
savannah cat.
interesting animal breeds.
Angora ferrets. They're very interesting.
Yeah,
If you want to care, if you want a ferret that has a coat like a cat, like a big fluffy long hair ferret.
I imagine it would look like a giant long-haired guinea pig. Just very long.
A little. Very long with a regal face.
Nice. And sharper teeth usually.
That as well, yes.
That's unavoidable.
I'm not sure if adding these cattails was a good idea. I'll experiment more with them later. For now, I'm going to turn off the layer that they're on.
Yes, that's a very ghostly looking Spinosaurus, I know.
Supposed to be.
And I'm finished, I think. Oops.
Nice.
Okay. Think I will quickly go to the toilet and we'll be back in a second. Oh, and before I go, hi Julian, welcome to the stream. And oh, hi Lucius. Also someone, is it your first stream? Is it possible? I don't know. Name looks unfamiliar, maybe. Julian, that's that's Delta Dromois, or Dromeos, however you want to pronounce it. Yep, I will be gone. I will be back in a second.
Have fun with your poo.
Yay!
There he goes, a champion. I guess I'll look at the chat right now. Hi, Julian. Back in with an empty bladder.
Yes. Nothing is better than getting rid of metabolic waste products. Julian, this Delta Dromois is classified as an Noasaurid or something close to it, at least. That's what newer phylogenetic studies say, at least. Okay, what's next, guys? Or wait, I think there was already a suggestion earlier. Oh, hi Stephen. Welcome to the stream. Arganodus or Mafzonia. Good ideas indeed. Let me get some ice for my water quickly. Yep. Axolotl, also nice idea. Ah, yes, it's true. It's a very often misconception that Rugops and Carcharodontosaurus lived together, or Spinosaurus. There is material of different kinds of abelisaurs from Kem Kem, but so far it's nothing that could be put into a certain genus, or is enough to erect a new genus.
Some abelisaur teeth from Kem Kem that were sold as Delta Dromius teeth, but I knew for a fact that wasn't it. I got it for one of my birthdays.
Oh. Eshkar formation, yes, that's the one. Oh, Devon, I like that idea. Parallel-Titan and Egyptosaurus mixed herd. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. And after that, something small, I would say. Although no, we just did a dinosaur. Maybe something non-dinosaur first. Let's make.
Are there any mammals in Kem Kem?
Not to my knowledge. No. No mammals so far, I think. And if, then extremely fragmentary, so I haven't heard of it yet. There is a little bit of amphibian material that can be assigned to at least 2 genera. A clawed frog and an armed salamander. No, what? I can't remember. In German they are basically called that. These gilled, very long and slender salamanders with just a pair of arms. Sirens, yes. Thank you, Justin. Yeah. Peeped frogs and sirens are known from that. Let's do Hamada Suchus. Good, you guys are well informed. Let's do Axolrodictus. Very cool lobe-fin fish related to Mafzonia. And although usually not growing as large as big Mafzonia specimens, also pretty large fish. Some specimens around 1.5 meter long. And well preserved in some cases. Let's see. Oh, I think I made a typo. Fish. Yes, indeed.
Typo. Fish.
Because tell nobody, but fish are the best.
Hey kid, don't tell anybody about these.
That's why I visit TetsuCon this year.
Soliciting fish out of everyone.
Yeah, although it's not just for tetrapod fans. I had one of my greatest conversations there with an expert for Pycnodontiformis. That's how I started my Pycnodontiform fish series.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Let's see.
Rendering cypress stumps right now. managed to make one look good. That's an accomplishment. You gotta celebrate the little accomplishments you make in life.
Indeed. Oh. I know that some fish today are very territorial, so I wonder if this could also be true for some freshwater coelacanths.
Hmm. Well, how do you go about pronouncing Celosaurs?
Coelurosaurier, usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's of course very, very German Latin pronunciation. Oops.
Not the evil laughing.
A little bit more of a notch here. Yeah, more like that.
You rock. Oops, not there. Over here. Not good. I'll figure out where to put those later.
Oh, good night, Yo-Yo. Have a good one.
Night, Yo-Yo. Sleep well. And don't sleep hell.
So that should be good enough.
Sketchbook's being a little bit laggy on me. I might just have to give it a little
Damn
bit
it,
of a
these graphic problems.
Mm-hmm.
Always the same.
Always happens. It's all Zuckerberg's fault. He didn't make this program, but I'm sure he had something to do with why it's not working.
Certainly.
Ooh, new idea.
Good thing I have so much training by now in drawing these animals. All these
I'm
months.
sure that you did quite a few of them.
Yeah. Especially lungfishes.
They're saying more than two.
These guys as well.
Back. Delete.
Something went wrong?
No, I just don't like the way this looks.
Okay.
So I'm fixed.
The usual problems.
Mm-hmm.
You should also do speed sketching streams. You just have no times for mistakes.
Yeah. I get better, I suppose, working under pressure. Pushing down. Okay. Now, let's try. Turn the opacity down.
I imagine these freshwater mephzonids being similar to large catfishes, which can also be very territorial. Sometimes very violent even in their conflicts.
Yeah.
I once saw a documentary about I once saw a documentary about catfish, especially from Eastern Europe. There's large river delta somewhere in what was it? Can't remember. Somewhere at the edge between Europe and Asia. I think at the western border of Kazakhstan or something like that.
Kazakhstan.
And they had there some of the largest specimens known at all, and it was very interesting because they had some very detailed and some very private shots of these giants. You not really often see.
I know I was surprised to learn that there's a species of catfish in the Amazon River that eats wood.
Oh.
Like a rodent. Yes.
I never heard of that. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Wish I could remember its name, but yes, it
Some
does
quick
indeed.
Googling should do the trick. There can't be so many
Yes.
wood-eating catfishes.
That's what you'd think. But nature can be surprising.
Well, when there would be tons of it, it's not even worth remembering, I think.
Yeah.
Or if it's very common, it would be very surprising that I haven't heard of it yet. On the other hand, there are so goddamn many strange fishes. It would be also not surprising if nobody heard of it ever.
I think Justin got it right. It's called a panic or a panic hue. I don't really know how it's pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it.
Julian, the Kem Kem ecosystem compared to the Bahariya formation wasn't that rich in flora. It was apparently a little bit more arid and with less large vegetation. But you can also very much see very similar genera you also find in Bahariya, like mangrove tree ferns and what else? Lots of ferns, some conifers, aquatic plants like God, I can't remember the name. Some aquatic ferns also. Flowering plants, quite a few. Yeah. Okay, guys, let me know what could be a nice coloration for these guys. I can imagine that they were somewhat colorful, at least on a few parts of the bodies.
I'm not looking forward to doing these big fur. But I will not be deterred.
I think I would not use so much of the modern coelacanths because there was in I think 2014 an SVP talk. I think it's still not published, but it shows that modern lobe-finned fish like Latimera, their coloration has specifically evolved in their environment. These very dark blue, nearly black coloration with these little tiny white spots, it's a camouflage for their environment, because there are small white shells down there in the depth, and that's basically mimicking this dark rock with small shells on it.
Mm.
Sure, Julian, you can actually find out more yourself, because the writer of the book I worked on also published a preprint about Bahariya, and mostly Bahariya, but also Kem Kem is also mentioned, and its biodiversity. You can find it online. And there is a long list of plants as well.
Oops, wrong brush. Also wrong size.
Dulled peacock bass. Let me Google that.
Sounds like a colorful character.
Oh, yeah, that could work very well. Maybe that eye-like spot on the back fin could work very well. Let's do that.
Yay!
Yeah, green-brown body is basically what Unprofessional suggested with a dull peacock bass. Okay.
That's out of the way. Okay, now the fin's darker. Looks like I have another plant finished, which is always good news.
Oh, hi. Do. And the stripes.
Oh, did things ever get settled out with RJ and that guy over the muscle?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
All seems to work now.
Hopefully civilly as well.
Hope so. I was a little bit shocked when he directly approached me. I hoped Tristan would maybe wait a little bit so that I could ask Oliver again for the details. Ah well. He found the mistake himself. So.
Very good.
And now a very red back fin here.
Well, you know, RJ's a pretty direct guy.
Well, I hope that.
I think I'm going to start putting the.
Oops, go ahead.
Oh, I said I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna start taking a break from the plants and start putting the pattern I want on the Leptoceratops.
Nice. Yeah, and I hope that with these last fixes on Tyrannosaurus, the art book for Sorin will come out soon.
I do as well.
That would be very nice.
In the last devlog that it was mentioned, and RJ said that it was almost definitely going to be coming out last month. But
well, that's RJ.
you know, yeah, that is RJ. But these things are difficult to make.
Indeed. I think I will also give it reddish flipper tips here.
Ooh,
nice. Fancy stuff.
Yep. No, don't want that. That's the one I want. That's the layer that I want turned on. So, begin.
So now some light from both as a last good measure, and a little bit of caustics on the back.
Yeah, so what's your favorite part of the paleo art process whenever you're doing paleo art? What part do you enjoy the most doing?
Hard to tell. Sometimes it's just bringing paint on paper, and sometimes it's a research process, just going through the literature for days looking for specific informations that nobody really thought about yet to incorporate into a piece. And yeah, I'm not really sure.
I think for me it is putting the very last detail on it so I can call it done and move on with my life.
Okay, I'm finished. Ugh. Nice. Oh wait, I could probably make the animal a little bit vanish here in the murky water. Yep. Okay, yes, now. Let me know, guys, what we could do next. Oh, I have a typo in the... now it's already saved. Okay, I will fix that later. Yes, it's a potential snack for Spinosaurus, indeed. Oh, we have some work in progress stuff. I should probably say, oh, a lot of work in progress stuff. Nice. So here we have by Dino Birdman another Delta Dromoise. Cool. Yeah, a little bit cartoony, but I think that's on purpose. Really nice. And next, definitely not Pedro. Sent sent one swallowing what looks like a primitive snake, which is nice because there are indeed, I think at least 2 snakes known from Kem Kem. Next, by Justin, we have another Delta Dromeos with a very nice color pattern, I think, or a pattern at least. Yeah, not color scheme. The 2 fingers are a little bit controversial, I would say. When we look at Noasaurids, they tend to be more basal ceratosaur-like. And maybe the feet could be a little bit smaller, but otherwise very nice. Oh, and here the Mavsonids start. We have here by Unprofessional Professional Mavsonia itself. Nice, nice, nice. I think these belly fins here could be a little bit further back, a little bit further down, but otherwise nice. Next we have by Dino Birdman. Another quick Mavsonia. Cool. And now okay. Now shading begins. I made some time ago, maybe you guys have seen that, actually a video on drawing fish scales, and maybe you guys want to look at that. Justin, that indeed looks not so much like Mavsonia or Axelrodictus, but it looks a little bit like basal lobe-finned fish from the Devonian. Maybe, yeah, the jaws in Mavsonids look different. You know, it's hard to explain, but when the eye would be a little bit more forward, it would be very similar to something like Orthenopteron or something like that. But very nice technique-wise, I must say. Okay. Elosuchus. Oh, Elosuchus is also cool guy. Arganodus. Oh well, we had just a fish. So yeah, let's do the mixed herd of Egyptosaurus and Parallel Titan. Is that actually something I at some point suggested? Have I posted some sketches at some point somewhere? Because that's an idea I had for a larger piece.
I don't recall.
Please let me know. Yeah, let's do a mixed herd of sauropods.
Disarray of sauropods, as some would say.
Ouch. Okay, let's see.
I'm not actually sure if I'm liking this color or not. It's a little bit. I will post it into the Discord, and other people can tell me what. But I will probably change it a little bit to make it a little bit more cryptic. Yeah, I'm definitely going to change it a bit, but I will post what I put in the Discord in just a moment.
Yes, please.
I've taken to calling Leptoceratops pig parrots.
That's the official term now.
Yes, but they are. By every means, they are pig parrots.
Mm.
Okay, I have posted it in the Discord.
Ooh, let me have a look at it. Oh, nice. Let me share it. Oops. Ah, nice. I like these spots very much. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more faint on the legs, but sorry. Otherwise very cool.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah, I will just make 2 parallel titan and now a bunch of Egyptosaurus.
Words from that.
Important when you draw titanosaurs, remember that they were very broad compared to other animals like brachiosaurs or diplodocus. They were much more robust in that sense. What's that?
Good night, Victor.
Oh, good night.
Sleep well.
Have a good one.
Well. Dream about something nice, but not so nice that you wake up and are disappointed that it wasn't real.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. I think I already dreamed about 20 times or something that I find an extremely well preserved fossil of something. And it's so nice, and I keep digging, and oh, there's more, even more stuff, and it's usually just extremely well preserved invertebrates, but I'm so excited, and then I wake up and I'm like,
yeah, that's how it goes for me
back
as
to
well.
plant fossils. Yeah.
Not have paleontology-centered dreams, although I have had a few. I would say I'm missing out.
Ah, yes. The wet dreams full of fossils.
The best kind of dreams to have.
Indeed. No idea what Freud would say about that. Especially the super
I'm
science
sure he'd have a field
friends
day.
Freud.
I know what Freud would say. Nothing, because he is dead.
Sure, but it's nice to think about it.
Yes. So I learned a lot about sea monkeys last night, aka brine shrimp, and their history as these this kind of mixture between toys and pets that they were marketed as, and it was a really interesting video. But the one thing I took away from that video invented the patent for sea monkeys was a neo-Nazi member of the Ku Klux Klan and donated a lot of his money to the Aryan Nation.
Okay.
So, yeah, cool. That's kind of horrible, actually. But now I pass my unfortunate information on to all of you.
Ah, well. Sometimes we have to remember where stuff comes from, and it's not always nice when you remember that first rockets were built by the V1 and V2 were built by Germans to bombard London, for example. And later these were used by the NASA for as prototypes, basically, for their space exploration. As well as the Soviets, so...
Yeah.
And of course, all these Nazi scientists, they won over to NASA for their programs.
Probably for the better.
Yeah. Maybe in hindsight.
It is 2020, I hear. Hindsight. For anyone who's interested to know about how the brine shrimp thing works with sea monkeys, you're supposed to add in like some purifying powder. Next day you add the eggs, quote unquote, and they hatch in seconds. But what actually is going on is the purifying packet that you're putting in is the eggs, because it takes 24 hours for them to hatch. And then the thing that you open up the next day is not the eggs, but a packet of blue food coloring, so that it will latch on to the brine shrimp that are already there, and then you will think that they just instantly appeared. apparently that guy invented this really weird whip that you keep in your pocket that has like an electrical current in it. He invented X-ray specs, which never worked. And he invented something about like crabs, but I don't know what it was. Oh, and he invented a watch that had sea monkeys in it.
Busy guy.
He's a weird one.
Yep.
A prolific inventor of useless novelty items. Background.
So, yep, basic composition comes together.
How was the paleoist code of ethics thing that you were coming up with going?
Oh, I hope I'm finished with it.
Yes.
I think so. I will probably later post the list in the chat, and I would like to add more, but at the moment I you know, I don't want to add too much. I don't want to produce a law. Sometimes you make it worse when you add too much.
I can't do. Yeah. Don't want to become too restrictive.
Yeah. But actually, I had the manuscript with me recently during a class meeting, and I showed it around also my professor, and she found actually that that little list in there, and she found it hilarious and very much liked it.
Why? You see, if you all would just behave, we wouldn't have to make that list in the first place.
Indeed. Oh God.
Hello, cutie.
Cats.
At least words for us all.
Okay. shading is nearly done, so please guys go ahead and let me know what coloration you would like to see for Parallel Titan and Egyptosaurus.
No. Okay, I have an idea now about what I'm doing. Which is better than no idea.
That's true.
I think
Bad ideas are still ideas.
Let me look at what insects are in Hell Creek that we know.
I will add here some mangroves. Some mangrove tree ferns.
Good.
So, I think I will need to refine them a little bit later. Okay, let's see what suggestions are coming in. Oh yes, that's true, Julian. I could add some little flying birds, yeah. I'm not sure where they came from, but there are a few bird bones, not from Bahariya or Kem Kem, but from the same time of Israel, I think? Maybe? I'm not sure. So there was definitely something feathered flying around during that time. Australian water dragon. Killdeer coloration.
I see those all the time.
Oh.
Killdeer.
I don't even know what a killdeer is in the moment.
It's a type of inland sandpiper, particularly well known for its anti-predatory behavior.
Oh yeah. These guys, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe head and neck could be something for the Egyptosaurus, and something more, yeah, more elephantine for the Parallel Titan wood suit indeed. Let's try it. Oh no, please, please. No. My tablet is bugging out again. See, I don't move actually the pen, but it's moving by itself. Wait, I think I just need to. Still? Yes, nice. Oh, I by the way, I totally forgot I still have here that Ernst Stromer as a layer. I could actually add this one here. Timmy, please be quiet.
Timmy, please.
Weiß ich nicht, der will einfach Aufmerksamkeit gerade. Einfach ignorieren.
Warum hat sie denn jetzt so wenig davon?
Frag mich nicht. We have no idea what the cat wants.
Isn't that a cat?
Yeah. Kitty cat co-host. Yes, that's true.
The cats are frequent on the streams. It
Indeed.
probably had something very intelligent and insightful to say, but we just couldn't understand it.
For a moment it was okay. Yeah, it seems okay. Now it seems to work again. Yeah. Please stay this way. Now it's jumping around again. Kill me.
More program It'll be fine. Just
I can't work this way. No, oh god.
Adaptation against flies. I don't know. I thought that the zebra's color scheme was prevent lions from or other predators from picking out a specific individual from the herd.
I think there were multiple possible purposes for zebra stripes. every once and again there's a new paper published on that matter, and no, you guys were all wrong, and blah blah blah.
Thing.
Yeah. I think there's just no one answer. Oh, hi Jet. Welcome to the stream.
The streams are always more quiet whenever we're both working on something because we're too busy concentrating. We need a third person who doesn't work on anything.
Okay, and now basic coloration for the Egyptosaurus. Let's see if this works. Wait, I didn't even touch that. Why? For some reason my smartphone has also sometimes very weird attitudes. I don't know why that one website suddenly opened. Oh, not again.
Isn't technology the best?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, that yeah.
Audio is very choppy over here.
worked on out of the ones that you finished and published? Did you hear me?
Yeah, partly.
Oh, sorry. What work on so far?
Sorry? Oop. Damn it, internet. Why you do this to me?
On.
Okay. It looks not really like a kill here now, but it's hard to translate bird coloration on a sauropod.
My internet is horrible because I am not getting anything anyone's saying. But I heard that last sentence.
Oh, nice. Oh god.
Any of the? Did you get the question that I asked?
No. And say to you, in case you said something, I didn't hear it again.
Oh, okay. I know. I'll type it in the chat.
That's also a possibility.
Okay. But in case you can hear me right now, I'm just going to say it real quick. What's the most difficult painting you've had?
What's the most difficult painting I have ever done?
There we go. Finally.
Probably something I did recently. With a herd of Europasaurus crossing a clearing. Because actually I had weeks after I finished it, I had to do large parts of it all over again.
Yeah, that is frustrating.
But other than that, although that was the most challenging when it came to techniques. That was the most challenging. There were some stuff which were very hard to figure out at all how to paint it. For example, in this project for Kem Kem and Bahariya, there were some fish never before illustrated or even tried to reconstruct in any way. And it was really hard to interpret how these guys actually might look.
For me, the hardest one I've ever done is probably either the Europahara one or the Gorgosauruses, because of how much you're off. I'm not making brush strokes because I'm on an eraser and not a big spline.
I think one of the parallel Titan has transparent neck. Ooh, let me look at that. Really? Wait. Not that one. This, yeah, you kind of see a little bit the shoulder. There, let me change that. You can see still parts of the first lines I drew. That's something that frequently happens. It's just sketches after all.
You know, I often don't put small mammals or enantiorniths or lizards and stuff in the backgrounds of my paintings because I think it kind of takes.
That last bit was
Relegated
lost.
to as a back painting.
I think only 20% of what you want to say came over here. Ah, damn it. Stop it, tablet. Stupid machine.
Shame.
See this? I don't actually
smart shame.
I don't actually move, and it still moves. Now
That
it's
was a
stopped.
problem you were having a little while ago, I believe.
Ah, now it starts again. Oh God.
Deep breaths.
Yeah, Juan, the problem is I have no mouse. I work with the touchpad of the laptop or this tablet, graphic tablet. There is nothing to bash. I could of course use my fist and bash the tablet, but I'm very sure that will not make it better.
You don't.
sure it was funny what you said, Kirby, because only the first part of that sentence landed here.
I'm not getting through very well.
That's what we get for having that torture stream recently. Karma is a bitch.
Oh, now nobody can hear me, and you can't.
Yes, exactly. And you can't, and at that point it stopped.
I wonder if it's my... Oh no, that's hideous. Go back on a different layer, you fool.
I think I have to get my my other smaller graphic tablet, because if it's continues this way, it's just unbearable. For the moment it seems to work.
We have peace.
Okay, I think I'm finished.
Just in time.
Oh god.
The stream.
Okay, let's save it. Parallel Titan. Okay. Nice. Thank you, Stambird. Thank you very much. Oh, 2 more work in progress pictures. Egyptosaurus by Dino Birdman. Nice. I know it's cartoony, but I think the tail and torso could be slightly longer. Otherwise, very nice. Oh yeah, and the scales on the Mafsonia. I know it's I know it's cancer to draw scales. It's especially because it needs some time to draw them in a way that you really can generate volume with them. Because every scale looks different in a different perspective, and you see this very nice in this example, that you can't really tell what form the body of this Mepsonia has in cross section, because the scales have this weird pattern in them that goes that way and now that way, and it's a very, very common problem. That's why I made this tutorial for fish scales. Yeah, that's true, Pedro, when the actual hardest part of doing art is not drawing. Yeah. Okay, guys, let me know what we should do next. And I
went
will
silent because I'm afraid of me.
Oh, ha. And I will use this small pause between the sketches to get my other graphic tablet just in case. Justin Bieber.
Just in case. That was my uncle. My other uncle's name was Lukewarm. I'm gonna post a work in progress.
So.
I'm about to post a work in progress.
Ooh. Oh, Pedro, that looks nice. I think Egyptosaurus was a little bit larger than you depicted here. It looks very much like a juvenile in the moment of Parallel Titan, but very nice. Cool stuff.
Okay. I'm about to post mine as soon as it downloads on my phone.
Alanka, Laganosuchus, Stomatosuchus. Yeah, I think we should probably do a crocodilian now. Barvitius or Arganodus. I actually did Barvitius already. I think in my second stream. Let me show you guys.
There's mine. Or at least it should be in a moment. Here it comes.
Not on my screen yet.
Right. No,
Oh, there
it
there
hasn't
it
finished
is.
loading. It got...
Ah, nice.
Yay.
Nice. I'm very
I'm
curious
not
to
sure
see.
exactly what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see
Go ahead.
how the landscape will look in the end.
Yes, I'm still trying to figure out a little bit what the sound is going to have in it, but I have some ideas.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh, and Wieselman posted something. It looks dirty and bloody. I'm not sure blood would be so red underwater, even at that little death. Maybe look at some videos of feeding sharks, I would say, to find the right red tone for that, but otherwise very nice. Nice.
I would say try to avoid using red at all and use more of a purpley color.
Yeah, usually purpley, or start with red and paint blue over it.
Yeah. Usually when you're doing something under, just want to go with a cooler version of the color that you're using. So for red, that'd be purple. For yellow, that'd be green, so on and so forth.
Here is the Bavitius. I did in second or third stream some months ago. Carcharodontosaurus chasing a flock of Alanka. Also nice. Zack, the giant biker, that is Bavitius. I just checked. Let's do a crocodilian. Let's do Stomatosuchus. Just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Good old Stomatosuchus. Let me quickly Google it.
So it's been there for us.
I have the feeling there are some programs running in the background of my smartphone because it's so damn slow in the moment. Even typing is lagging sometimes. Let's see. Yes, here. Yep.
Okay, I think the reason my internet's being bad is because it's about to storm around here.
Ooh, that could be a legit reason indeed.
It could pose a little bit of a...
Whatever you want to say, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. Since I'm probably going to be barely audible for the rest of this, I think I'm just gonna leave.
That's maybe not the worst idea.
Yeah. Alright. Bye, everyone. See you sometime where you can
Yeah.
hear me.
Okay. Good night. Random question. Do you have educated guess on how murky, clear Bahariya Kem Kem water would have been? Well, at least in Bahariya we know that the ecosystem was extremely productive. So I can very well imagine that the water was pretty murky, greenish, tinted by algae mostly. Yeah, I think towards the ocean probably a little bit better. In the slower mangrove waters. Oh no, no. I would switch to my smaller tablet, but I can't find it in the moment. It's probably buried under piles of paper in the moment. And I have no idea why this happens. Oh no, not a... I can't work this way. Itchy. Back. God. Okay, now it seems to work, at least for the moment. Yeah, more. And now it bugs out again. Why? Why? Excuse me? Yeah, that's cooler. Oh, good night. Good night, Devon. Have a good one. No, 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 not again. No. Mm. Wait. Wait. Where it? Yeah, it where? Where? But I'm thinking, of course it were 5. More like this. An animal also known as the whale croc, apparently, because some people suggested that the gula pouch of this animal could be enormous, made to swallow large quantities of small prey. And I think that's rather possible. And apparently it was a model that was reinvented quite a few times in crocodilian evolution, because we have a very similar form but not closely related from the Miocene of South America. Which was also relatively large, I think. 8 meters maybe? Stomatosaurus also quite famous for its huge size. Holotype skull that was found by Anstromer was, I think, nearly 2 meters long. So really a ginormous crocodilomorph we have here. Oh yes, and of course many tiny teeth. Yeah, a little bit large. So, yeah. Are there further excavations in the Bahariya Formation besides the expeditioner in the early 2000s? I think 2001 or something like that. That brought to light Parallel Titan. I don't think there were any more expedition in that area. but from what I read, there is this book about this this last exhibition, and last expedition, not exhibition. Blah, words today. Yeah, there is apparently some material that is maybe unpublished. Smaller stuff. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I would suspect that this animal hunted small fish mainly, maybe swarms of crustaceans too, who knows. But we actually can see a similar hunting technique among some modern crocodilomorphs that they hunt small fish by swooping their jaws sideways through the water, catching a lot of fish with just one swipe. And I can imagine that Stomatosuchus was specialized on this kind of hunt. glittering water in the background here. Give it some basic coloration. Yeah, and I think I will make the not that much, but a little bit blurry. Okay guys, let me know what would be a nice coloration for this animal. Of course, it would be not so much different from modern crocodilians probably, but still. Yeah, stem bird, it's hard to imagine that it would hunt very large fish with these razor wide and very wide jaws, long jaws, and very small teeth. Considering that the longer the jaw, the weaker the force at the tip of the jaw. So and when we think about the very large fish that inhabited Bahariya and Kem Kem, it's hard to imagine that they, Stomatosaurus, would use these razor weak jaws to hunt these large, probably powerful animals, especially with these small teeth. John, yes, it's a crocodilomorph, not closely related to modern crocodiles, but yeah, similar niche and still part of the crocodilomorph. So I can't remember what larger clade it was part of. Let's see, alligator coloration could be nice, yeah. So this very dark with a light bluish tint maybe. See, do we have here a nice picture of a alligator? I have to do something with my smartphone. I have no idea why it suddenly has become so laggy. Okay, let's do this. Not again. What's it? It's often overlooked, but the inside of an crocodilian mouse is basically also the outside of the animal. It's so much in contact with the outside world that you can't really say that you are inside a crocodile when you are between its jaws. Okay. Yeah, that's too much. Yep. I think I'm finished. Tomato sucos. Yeah. Let's do one last quick one. I would say, if my tablet allows me to do so. Otherwise, we will end it here. Let me know. Yes, that's true. Outside is the crocodile's body, but not outside their bite force. Hi Nathan, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Drawing some crocodilomorphs apparently. And fighting with regular out-bugging graphic tablets. That's why I like pen and paper so much. You don't need software updates, you don't need electricity. for the most part. I think I will give the water in the background a slight turquoise tint. Looks a little bit more tropical. Sway. Best one yet? Oh, thank you. Harassing a belly sore. No, I think we had one theropod. Alanka is a good idea indeed. Especially because we already did Xericeps at some point. I don't know what to do about this. It drives me crazy. Okay, Alanka or Alanka, depending on how you want to pronounce the Q in there. How to depict it? The animal has quite interesting jaws with thick ridges on the not really back portion, but kind of the middle, a little bit more in the back than the middle. Probably to crack open shells or the armor of smaller animals. Interestingly, we see something similar in an animal from South America, Argentina Draco, and they are maybe even related to each other. Yeah. can't work like that. It's driving me crazy. One brush strokes at a time. Nah. Okay. It snagged a small Stomatosuchus juvenile. In case you wonder, this is no grass, these are horsetails. water horsetails. Quite stylized, but still. Oh, water horsetails are relatively big. I can tell you, we have some in our garden pond. When you let them grow long enough. Do you see this? This one? Again. Let's try this again. Okay, now it seems to work. Sorry, Zach. I hope you were alone in your room. Otherwise, this could have been very confusing for people who just walk in and hear me scream in frustration. Yes, that's really a problem I never have with pen and paper. You know, it's so nice. At least for now, I can trust my hands. I really hope I never get something like Parkinson or something. Okay. Sorry that I don't ask for your opinion how to color this animal, but no idea how long this tablet will do what I try with it. So I will just do what comes to my mind. And of course it's pretty late by now. Okay, finished very soon. Of course, it's just something very simple in the moment. Oh well. Okay, I think I'm finished with this quick little piece. The last one of tonight's stream. Let's quickly save it. And let's go over the picture we did during tonight's stream, and then let's hope that the tablet will allow us to look at them. We began our stream with this Delta Dromeus, or Delta Dromeus, defending its nest against an Spinosaurus coming out of the fork. Next we had Axolotl having a territorial dispute with a conspecific. Then a mixed herd of Egyptosaurus and Paratitan along a stream. Of course, Stomatosuchus bathing in the sun. And last but not least, Alanka having a quick Stomatosuchus snack, probably from a freshly hatching nest. Oh, and of course, small Ernstroma was always with us. Let me quickly try something. Nope. Can I? It's a little bit. It's okay. Okay. Yeah. I will duplicate this. Bloopsh. To show you guys how large these animals were. So that's about that size for Axolotl. When it comes to the sauropods, of course, we have to scale down massively again. Around that size, probably. Maybe, yeah, even tiny bit smaller. Stomatosuchus is nearly correct again. Something like this. And for Alanka, we have to scale up a little bit again. It was an animal of maybe 5 meters wingspan. Like that. Maybe tiny bit more. Maybe like that. Yep. And there you have it, guys. This was a Kem Kem Bahariya stream. I hope you had fun. Mostly. Oh yes, and I have to check Discord. There is quite a lot to look at. Let's see, the pancake whale croc. Oh no. Oh yes, this is Laganosuchus, the pancake croc. So pancake croc and Stomatosuchus is whale croc. Oh, I like this one. Pedro, I like this one. So maybe yeah, the neck is maybe a little bit long, but otherwise really nice pose. I can very much imagine this animal doing that. Oh, and now it's, I didn't even notice in the first place, it's vibrating the water on its back here, like modern alligators. Cool. And Alanka. The wings are a little bit long. Atstarkids have comparable short wings. It's right, the metacarpal is extremely elongated. The humerus is rather short but broad, and the ulna and radius are a little bit less than double the length of the humerus, I think. Oh yes, and they walk plantigrade. So not on the heels, on their toes here, but the heels are down on the ground, like in humans. Nice. Ah, yeah. Cool stuff. Thank you very much for your attention. I will now go to bed, and I hope I will post these pictures before I fall asleep again. That happens very often during the last streams. Okay guys, good night everybody. Please leave a like, share and subscribe, share with your friends, family, foes and pets. Yeah, and maybe see you next stream, which would be tomorrow. Okay.